Hello and welcome to Tobysblogs. Today I'm going to be talking about London Film Comic Con, Winter London Film Comic Con at Kensington Olympia, which happened last week. And I've seen lots of videos online about the Comic Con and what people are saying about it. And I want to put my view across because I was actually there. And I want to share with you my opinions about Showmasters and the Comic Con and everything. So here we go. So we go into the review. So I was there on the Saturday at London Film Comic Con in Kensington Olympia. Now I didn't get a photo shoot with Ncuti Gatwa because it was expensive. I didn't get a photo shoot with Millie Gibson because she was also expensive. And I'd rather spend my money on people who want to have a photograph with and someone who is more affordable, but also someone who I really enjoyed. Like I went and saw, had a photo shoot with Dean Charles Chapman, and that was amazing. Like he's so gorgeous. But yeah, Dean Charles Chapman was amazing, and I loved meeting him. And I met Sam Gethin Anthony from Game of Thrones, and I had a photo shoot with Colin Baker in the TARDIS, which was amazing. And so I'd rather spend my money on things that I enjoy and people who I want to meet. Like I would love to have met Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson, but the price tag was just so expensive that I just couldn't afford it. But I did go with someone who did have a photo shoot with Ncuti Gatwa, and I was standing around a lot of the time watching and observing, which I do. If anyone knows me out there, that I do spend a lot of time watching and observing people. Like when I was waiting for my friend, I was standing on the corner watching everyone go in, and I was observing everyone's costumes and people watching. It's something I do, and so I'm quite observant and pick up on things that other people don't pick up on. And so, yeah, so I was standing there observing the chaos that was unfolding before me. So Ncuti Gatwa turned up. I saw him in the photo, in the autographs. He was signing autographs. They were doing diamond passes originally. So anyone who had a diamond pass, which means that they have specific, like a priority ticket. So they get a photograph, an autograph, guaranteed, and a talk included. But I think the talk was cancelled because of Ncuti's schedule. So yeah, he was signing autographs, and I can see it there. And I remember walking past the queue, and they were saying diamond passes only. I remember the queue because I remember seeing some people in the queue who I knew from YouTube. I didn't say anything, of course, because I'm very shy. But yeah, and I saw some people there queuing up with their diamond passes. And then, walking around, I came back again. Ncuti had gone. He had gone to his photo shoot. Now, this might all be in the wrong order, but from my opinion and from what I observed, that I think he spent the majority of his time in the photo shoot area. I remember seeing hardly any time of him actually signing autographs, and the majority of the time he was spent in the photo shoot area. Because Showmasters had sold so many diamond pass tickets and allotted such a tiny amount of time for him to do his photo shoot, they really underestimated how long it would take to get through all these diamond passes and get through all the batches, which I think were about 10 or 11 batches of photos with Ncuti, which none of them got a photo. I don't think anyone, they barely got through the diamond passes. I don't think they even got to the batches, which is terrible. Like if you booked a photograph and you've travelled from wherever, like I've travelled from Brighton, because that's not that far away from London, but you know, like some people might have travelled from like Liverpool or Manchester or Newcastle, something like that. They've travelled a long distance to get down here to see Ncuti Gatwa. I heard on some people's videos that people will come from like Spain and other countries to come and see Ncuti. Now if you've got a standard ticket, a standard photo shoot with Ncuti, which was quite expensive as well, then you wouldn't have got your photo with him. And it was terrible. Like they barely got through the diamond passes, and they didn't get to the batches up 1 to 10 or whatever it was, which was madness. I'm like, if you booked a ticket, you should be have a photo. And people I've heard people saying like, oh, diamond pass means you're guaranteed a photo. Well, I think if you buy a ticket, you should be guaranteed a photo anyway. Like regardless if you bought diamond pass or standard photo shoot, I think you should be guaranteed a ticket. I think that should be a guaranteed ticket anyway. I don't see why, if you bought a photo shoot online, which you have to anyway, you can buy on the day, but I think most people bought them online. And so yeah, I think if you bought a ticket, you should be guaranteed a photo. I think that should be a given, not, oh, you might get one. That's not how it should work, and I think that's completely stupid. It should be everyone is guaranteed a photo. Anyway, they were going through the day doing the photo shoots, Now, I'm not sure which order it was because as I said, I wasn't getting a photograph with them, so I didn't really know the order. What I did know was that I was standing with my friend who was getting a Shooty and TARDIS. So there's a TARDIS prop there, which was quite enormous. But yeah, and it kind of dwarfed everyone. But yeah, there was a photo prop area where you can have a photo with Shooty and the TARDIS, or Colin Baker in the TARDIS, which I had, or you can have one with maybe both of them, or Millie with the TARDIS. But anyway, that was in the photo shoot area with the photo shoot prop area, which was in a completely different area to where the main photos were happening. And I was standing in that queue, which was quite small. I would say about 50 people or so. Like, the queues weren't very large for that prop shoot. And I saw Shooty come along, and he walked straight in past me. I was like, ah! Like, he was right there in front of me. He just walked in front of me to go to the photo shoot with the prop. And every single person who booked a prop photo with Shooty got their photo. Whilst then he returned back to the photo shoot area A or wherever it was, and continued the photo shoots with the diamond passes. And yeah, and then I just saw a man in one of those Showmasters tops, just screaming out the top of his lungs everything. And I just looked over because I was waiting a long time, because Shooty was doing his different photo shoots and everything, so I was waiting a long time whilst my friend was standing in the queue for this TARDIS prop. And I was watching at a massive good view of that area photo shoot, and it was absolute chaos. There was this man shouting and screaming, there was security everywhere, and it was just bedlam, absolute bedlam. And I just think it's terrible, absolutely terrible, that people who had actually paid for a photo shoot, who had travelled all that way, did not get a photo. And that is awful, awful. Nothing against Millie Gibson or Shooty Gatwell or any of those people. It was Showmasters. Showmasters sold too many tickets. And then we get down to the grind, whatever it is, get down to it, about what it all comes down to. And what does it all come down to? Money. Money, 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 isn't it? They sold too many diamond passes. Sold far too many diamond passes. That the people who had standard tickets didn't even have a look in, which is ridiculous. Like, they must know how many diamond passes they had sold. They must know how many standard tickets they've sold. So they should allocate the correct time for the photo shoot and how long it would take. Like, I've been going to Comic-Con for about 10 years or more. Like, I remember starting Comic-Con about 2009. I went to my first London Comic-Con, I think it was the winter one, and I met lots of lovely people. I met Sarah Sutton, there was Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldred was there was lots of other people there. And it used to be so cheap. It used to be so cheap. The entrance fee was not very high. You could go in, I could get, I think I got about 5, 6, 7 guests for under £100. Like, the maximum for a photo shoot, the maximum for an autograph for a guest was 30 quid. That's how it was in like 2009, the early 2010s. All of those conventions, it was the standard that you would have guests that were like 10, 20, 15 maybe, like 10, 15, 20 pounds. The maximum for a guest would be £30. And that's how it was for quite a while. And then they started getting these bigger guests, they started getting bigger, and then the prices shot up, rocketed, so now we're like 100 quid. And I think it's ridiculous. Like, Comic-Con used to be so enjoyable. Comic-Con used to be so wonderful. I used to go every single year. I went to the Milton Keynes one, I went to the London Comic-Con one. I used to go every single Comic-Con. I used to absolutely love it. And I could get so many people that I wanted for a reasonable price, under 100 quid. I could get about 5 or 6 people for under 100 quid. Perfect. And now I don't go anymore. I don't go anymore because it is so expensive. So expensive. It's just, the entrance fee is absolutely extraordinary. Like, was it like 30, 40 pounds? Like, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, just to get into the venue. And like, when you're in, like, they don't offer much. Like, what am I getting for my 30 quid? Like, I'm just looking at some stalls, which the stalls people have to pay Showmasters to be there. So what am I paying for, really? There's nothing extra there. There's nothing exciting there. It's just entrance to the venue, which is extraordinary amount. That entrance fee, like, just prices me out completely. Like, I don't have the money to spend on like 100 quid for Shooty Gatwa or 100 quid for Millie Gibson. Like, and so I only have a limited amount of money I can spend at Comic-Con. Like, I don't have unlimited funds, you know. So that massive entrance fee like really cuts a knife really on my budget, because that is a massive chunk of my budget gone just on that entrance fee, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And it's all money grabbing. Money, 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 money. It used to be so cheap, now it's so expensive. It was like, money, money, money. I want to get all that money, all those diamond passes. I'll just sell, 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 sell. Get all these diamond passes. Oh, money, money, money. Look how much money I'm making. Oh, money, 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 money. Oh, I've got Shooty Gatwa, like, oh, 100 quid. Oh, look at all those 100 quids I'm getting. Oh, I'm becoming a millionaire. Like, I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. Oh, Showmaster. And it's terrible. It's all about money, 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 money. And it's not to do about the customer. Like, they couldn't give a toss about the customers. Like, they couldn't give a toss that that nearly every single person who paid for a standard ticket for Shooty Gatwa went home and didn't get their photo shoot. They don't care. They have to refund all those people. Like, they don't care. All they care is money, money, money. I've got all that money from the Comic-Con and it was so lovely and I've made billions and billions and billions of money. And it's not to do with the customer at all. They're not customer focused, and I think that's terrible, because they don't prioritise the customer. And this has been a problem for a long time, because I don't go to Comic-Con anymore because it's far, far, far too expensive. It's rocketed to a very high amount, and I just hate it. And I love going to Comic-Con, but it's just too much. And so I really do not like Showmasters. I really do not like their events. They're far too expensive. And like, as most people have said, they have been in this business a very long time. They've had massive guests like Christopher Lloyd. They've had massive guests like Christopher Lloyd and David Tennant and Matt Smith and all these others. Like, they've had to deal with people who are massive stars and photo shoots. Like, they've had so much experience. So why now, on like in this day and age, are they still effing up? Why was it a complete shit show? And why was it so... I don't understand why. Because it just screams out that we don't care about the customer. We don't care about the people who are giving us all this money. We don't care. All we care about is profit. All we care about is money. And that's what it just screams out. It just screams out to me that all they care about is money. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it, because I used to really love going to it, and now it's absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. And it's far too expensive. Like, Natalie Dormer. Like, I'm a massive fan. I loved her in The Tudors and Game of Thrones, but she was just so expensive. I couldn't get her. That was someone who I would love to have had a photo shoot with, but too expensive. Like, Michael Sheen was there. Apparently there was no problems at all with Michael Sheen. He's like a massive star. But it was just Shooty Gatwa that they just sold too many tickets with. And nothing to do with Doctor Who or Shooty Gatwa or Millie Gibson. But yeah, it was just absolute chaos. Absolute chaos. And it's all Showmaster's fault. And people are saying, oh no, like, it annoys me when I'm watching a video and people are like, oh, we shouldn't moan at Showmasters. Oh, it's not Showmaster's fault. It's like, yes, it is. It is their fault. Like, don't be afraid to say, yes, it is their bloody fault. They did this. They want their money grabbing, you know, and that's what it is. And I just hate it. And will I be going to another Comic-Con? Probably not. Not for a very long time. Unless someone actually turns up who I actually wanted to go to. I wanted to see David Bradley. That's who I wanted to see. But he obviously cancelled, maybe because of health. Nothing to do with David Bradley. But, you know, it's like... And, like... Communication was a bad thing as well. Communication. Like, I was standing in a queue for a photo shoot. And I'm like, is this my photo shoot? Is this my photo shoot? Is this a photo shoot before? Like, what photo shoot am I standing in a queue for? No communication. And I was like, oh, ha, 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 look at you, you've been standing here a while. Ha, 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 ha. And I'm like, excuse me, like, what's going on here? He's like, oh. I'm like, fuck's sake, what's going on here? Am I in the right set? Am I in the right photo shoot or the wrong photo shoot? Like, oh. Like, I think it's really bad organisation with this, which is madness, considering they've been at this for a very long time, and it's just so stupid and just frustrates me a lot. So that was my take on Showmasters and London Film Comic Con Winter 2024. Probably a lot more negative than most people's videos, but, you know, don't be afraid to say the truth. It annoys me when I'm watching people's videos and they don't actually say it. And it's annoying. Anyway, that's my video. Thank you, blessed be, and goodbye.